Bella Hadid had the internet completely obsessed with her flawless transformation, but the dark reality behind her glow-up borders on psychological horror. In 2022, the world hit absolute panic mode when the supermodel finally confessed to getting a full rhinoplasty at the ripe age of 14. Let that sink in. A literal child permanently erasing her ancestral Middle Eastern features on an operating table before her face could even finish developing. The immediate fallout on TikTok and Reddit pointed fingers directly at her mother, former model Yolanda Hadid, who allegedly treated her daughter's faces like a high-stakes corporate portfolio. For years, the public consumed the flawless illusion of a runway queen, completely blind to the toxic family dynamic pulling the strings behind the scenes. So, how exactly does a 14-year-old girl get pushed into modifying her own DNA just to look worthy in her mother's eyes? The actual receipts from reality television show this absolute disaster was years in the making. Welcome back to the channel. Let us pull up the actual receipts from the early days of reality television because the timeline does not lie. If you look back at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the favoritism was completely unhinged. Yolanda Hadid was openly putting all her chips on her eldest daughter Gigi. The show explicitly documented Gigi going to high-profile castings while Bella was pushed into a weird secondary role. Yolanda literally went on camera stating Gigi had that special thing while Bella was just playful and not really into it. Imagine growing up in a household where your maternal figure publicly ranks your market value. The internet still brings up the infamous Sweet 16 scene where Gigi was barely allowed a single bite of her own birthday cake due to diet restrictions. That is the exact environment that allegedly altered Bella's brain chemistry. The damage from this intense sibling comparison ran incredibly deep. Old interviews reveal Bella genuinely believed she was the ugly sister. She explicitly described herself as the uglier brunette sibling who lacked Gigi's outgoing personality. When a child is told they are second best by their own mother, they start looking for an exit strategy. That is exactly when the surgical intervention allegedly began. The memoir of Yolanda Hadid reveals that her husbands, Mohammed Hadid and David Foster, absolutely hated how she raised the kids and were completely against it. Yet she pushed forward anyway, actively erasing the Middle Eastern features Bella inherited from her father. At 14, an age when normal kids text on old Blackberries, Bella was on an operating table. Her natural face was treated like an economic liability. Drop a comment below if you think a 14-year-old should even be allowed near a plastic surgeon, because this dynamic is wild. By the late 2010s, the girl who was never supposed to make it completely ran the entire fashion industry. Bella Hadid officially became the face of high fashion, walking every major runway and securing massive luxury campaigns. Then the internet turned her into a weird object of mathematical obsession. Plastic surgeons published viral articles analyzing her face using the golden ratio of beauty. They concluded she was 94.35% accurate to the mathematical ideal. Suddenly, her face was the supreme blueprint. TikTok exploded with millions of young women trying to copy her fox eyes and sculpted cheekbones. The irony here is wild. While the entire world was desperate to look like her, Bella was completely miserable. The illusion began to completely unravel during a major Vogue feature. Bella finally admitted she deeply regretted the teenage rhinoplasty, wishing she kept the nose of her ancestors. Ex-users quickly noticed the massive hypocrisy in the Hollywood ecosystem. While publicizing her regrets, Bella simultaneously claimed she never had fillers or eye lifts, attributing her look entirely to face tape. Commentators immediately called out the logic gap, noting how common it is for industry figures to downplay their procedures to avoid ruining their brand. The public reaction was a mix of intense sympathy and deep skepticism. Achieving that extreme standard of beauty did not fix her insecurity. It just trapped her in a cycle of constant modification. Let me know in the comments if you actually buy the whole face tape excuse, or if Hollywood is just gaslighting everyone at this point. The mental health toll became impossible to hide behind a glamorous facade. Bella later revealed that for an entire year, she woke up crying every single morning due to severe depression and anxiety. She felt like an imposter who did not deserve her success. Internet critics often dismiss these struggles because she is a wealthy Nepo baby. However, Reddit threads argue that growing up under a microscope with a mother picking apart your physical flaws creates an incredibly isolating reality. So she coped by entering survival mode. 7 years, 0 missed jobs, 0 cancellations. She was desperately overcompensating just to prove she belonged. But exterior perfection cannot heal a fractured identity. The timeline took another chaotic turn when recent photographs from Milan surfaced online. The internet exploded into wild speculation because Bella appeared noticeably frail and unrecognizable, looking far older than her actual age. Gossip forums and blind items immediately started throwing around rumors of extreme burnout and substance abuse. People assumed that her grueling lifestyle was finally catching up to her, even as she tried to escape the Hollywood ecosystem by dating a literal cowboy in Texas. To make matters more complicated, Bella has been open about her decade-long battle with chronic Lyme disease. She shared medical records documenting 15 years of invisible suffering, including neurological issues and extreme exhaustion. The industry did not care about her health. In 2023, she shocked fans by revealing she spent 100 days straight getting constant IV treatments just to stabilize her body. This prolonged medical absence triggered a massive shift in how Bella viewed her own value. She later admitted that having to reject top-tier modeling jobs while undergoing hospital visits made her feel completely disposable. Her entire self-worth was so deeply fused with her appearance that without the validation of the camera, she felt invisible. The fashion industry rewards you for being flawless, but the moment your body breaks down, the contracts disappear. The world tells women that beauty brings freedom, but it actually forces you to become a permanent slave to your own maintenance. Years of non-stop travel, brutal public scrutiny, and medical crises completely shattered the glamorous illusion. The standard she created ended up becoming her own personal cage. Does pretty privilege actually exist if the cost is this brutal? I want to see your theories on this. The discourse online surrounding her runway appearances proves the public sees through the hype. Look at her footage from the Victoria's Secret fashion show. She was wearing massive, iconic wings, yet her facial expression looked completely miserable and uncomfortable. She is undoubtedly in the top tier of models, but the sheer physical and emotional pain was impossible to mask. The internet realized the industry will happily exploit a young woman's health for primetime views. Fans on TikTok try to spin her story into an inspirational tale of gratitude, sharing clips of her talking about appreciating her body. But the receipts show a much darker plot about systemic exploitation and a family dynamic built entirely on conditional love. Ultimately, the tragic glow-up of Bella Hadid completely shatters the myth of aesthetic salvation. She achieved the exact mathematical perfection that millions of women pray for, yet it replaced her initial family trauma with massive corporate pressure. The world demands absolute perfection from women, then discards them the moment the illusion slips. It leaves us with a highly cynical view of modern celebrity culture and the extreme cost of pretty privilege. So, do you think the industry forced her into this position, or was she simply chasing the validation her family never gave her? Drop your thoughts below, and as always, that is the tea for today.